We'll do extracts from Guru Stotram. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Brahmanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadrisham Tattvamasyaadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadhi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Satguruptam Namami. We'll do chanting of Dakshinamurti Stotra, then chanting of Gita Dhyanam, followed by Bhagavad Gita. Om Mauna Vyakhya Prakatita Para Brahma Tattvam Yuvanam Persistante Vasadrishiganaihi Avritam Brahmanishtai Acharyendram Karakalita Chinmutram Anandarupam Swatma Ramam Mudita Vadanam Dakshinamurtimide Vadavitapi Samipe Bhumi Bhage Nishannam Sakala Munijananam Jnana Dataramarat Tribhuvana Gurumisham Dakshinamurti Devam Janana Marana Dukkacheda Daksham Namami Chitram Bhattataror Mule Vriddha Sishya Gurur Yuva Gurostu Maunam Vyakhyanam Shishyastu Chinna Samshaya Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Namah Pranavarthaya Shuddhajnanaikamurtaye Nirmalaya Prashantaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Vishwam Darpana Drishyamana Nagari Tulyam Nijantargatam Pashyannatmani Mayaya Bahirivotbhutai Yatha Nidraya Yes Sakshat Kurute Prabodha Samaye Svatmanamevadvayam Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Bijasyantarivangkuro Jagadidam Prang Nirvikalpam Punaha Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana Vaichitra Chitri Kritam Maya Viva Vijrimbayat Yapi Mahayogi Vayasvechaya Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Yasyaiva Sfuranam Sadatmakam Asatkalpartakam Bhasate Sakshat Tattvamasiti Veda Vachasa Yo Bodhayatyashritan Yas Sakshat Karanad Bhavenna Punaravrittir Bhavambo Nidhau Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Nana Chidra Gadodara Sthita Mahadipa Prabha Bhaswaram Jnanam Yasya Tu Chakshuradikaranatvara Bahispandate Jnanamiti Tameva Bhantam Anubhate Tat Samastam Jagate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Deham Pranam Apindriyani Apichalan Buddhim cha shunyam viduhu Stri balandhajaropamastvahamiti Pranta Vrisham Vadinaha Maya Shakti Vilasa Kalpita Mahavyamoha Samharine Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Rahu Grasta Divakarendu Sadrisho Maya Samachhadanat Sanmatra Karanopasamharanato Yobhotsu Shaftah Puman Pragaswap Samiti Prabodha Samaye Yah Pratyabhigyayate Tasmai Shri Guru Murtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye Balyadishvapi Jagritadishu Tata Sarvasvavasthasvapi Vyavrittasvanuvartamanamahamityantasfurantam Sadha Swatmanam Prakatīkaroti Bhajatam Yo Mudraya Bhadraya तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये विश्वं पश्यति कार्यकारणतया स्वस्वामि सम्बन्धतः शिष्याचार्यतया तथैव पितृपुत्राध्यात्मना भेदतः स्वप्ने जागृति अवाय एष पुरुषो माया परिभ्रामितः तस्मै श्री गुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्री दक्षिणामूर्तये भूरम्भां सिरलो नीलोम्बरम् अहर्नाथो हिमांशुः पुमान् इत्याभाति चराचरात्मकमिदं यस्यैव मूर्त्यष्टकम् नान्यत्किञ्चन विद्यते विमृशतां यस्मात् परस्माद् विभोः तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नमः इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं सर्वात्मत्वमिति स्फुटीकृतमिदं यस्मादमुष्मिन् स्तवे तेनास्य श्रवणात् तदर्थमननात् ध्यानाच्च संकीर्तनात् सर्वात्मत्वमहाविभूतिसहितं स्याधीश्वरत्वं सतः सिद्ध्येतत् पुनश्चधा परिणतं च ऐश्वर्यमव्याहत् गीताध्यानम् पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीं तत्त्वामनुसन्धना ते भवद्वेषिणीं नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनीं सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तककेशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलं गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाध्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधनाबोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पतैरहरः पीयमानं मुदा दिव्याद्भारत पंकजं कलिमलप्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः इति गीताध्यानं वेल्नाडु भगवद्गीता। ओम श्री परमात्मने नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परमात्मने नमः। अथ एकादशोऽध्यायः। We saw till verse number 47. So we start reading verse 47 all over again. And before we go to 47, we saw how the Vishwarupa was revealed to Arjun and how Arjun was first Vismay, Ascharya, then stuck with fear, and then understanding dawned. And after understanding dawns, he tells that certain things are terrifying. I am not able to handle them. I would therefore, and I have never ever appreciated your Vishwarupa like the way you have shown it to me. I never realized that you are this great. You are truly Bhagavan. And I seek your forgiveness because I have in my naivety, in my naivety, I've treated you like a very ordinary person. I never realized you're this big. I made fun with you, I played with you. I thought you were just one of my classmates and things. Very often it happens. We are so friendly with someone that we don't really know how really good that person is. Out of that, that Hindi saying comes, "Ghar ki murgi dal barabar." Like that. So you have taken somebody close by very lightly. I think it happens. Some very close friends to some, they will ask, do your children listen to you? Do your children listen to your Bhagavad Gita classes? I say, no, they don't. So someone close, they don't, I think for them, I think it's easily available. I think we can check many times. Or they don't see the teacher there. The other role, the father's role perhaps dominates. They don't see the teachers. And if at all they come to know once, then they'll say, oh, we never realized you were this good. Or some very often it happens once your lifetime is over. They say, oh, then they put a picture there, garland it, and put it all over social media and tell you he was a great man. Hey, what greatness he did, we don't. So I very often say, hey, why don't you appreciate a person when he's still alive and kicking rather than when he's dead and gone? It doesn't matter to me after I'm gone whether you appreciate me or criticize. How does it matter? If you have something really to take from me, take it now. So this is just a thought. And Arjun says, I'm sorry I never took you seriously, so I'm going to take you seriously. And then he says, this terrifying form, I find it difficult to handle. So please return to your normal. Now, when we do Sandhya Vandan, there is one mantra which we chant. That mantra is towards the end in the Shanti part. Among the Shanti mantras, we chant. It says, Yamaya Dharma Rajaya Vritteve Antakaya Cha Vrikodaraya Dattaya. Okay? Now, so you are even offering prayers to Yama, Lord Yama. Is the thought of Yama or the sight of Yama, Yamaraj, okay? Is it frightening? Does it scare you? Therefore, there comes the next question. Does death scare you? When you look at, when you personify death in Yamaraja, does it create awe or does it create some kind of fear? There is awe, no doubt, but there is also fear. Why? Because, see, nobody is bothered about the world dying. Not really. Nobody is really bothered. In fact, way long, long ago, I don't know when was it. There was a photographer who went to one of these poverty-stricken, famine-stricken country, I think Ethiopia or some place. And he picturized a little girl trying to crawl. Eyes big and the body is absolutely emaciated. And there is a vulture waiting. The fellow clicked and brought the picture and he made a lot of money. Much later, somebody put, there are two vultures there. One with a camera and one waiting to peck. And I believe after having read that this fellow became a mental case. That means that the death of a child, the possible death of a child at the hands of a predatory bird did not upset this guy. He was very objective and he took a photograph and printed it. But just replace that child with his own child. Will he be objective enough? Later on, the same picture disturbed him. He said, oh, I'm so heartless. So when it comes to handling death, many of us are okay with others' death. But does the thought of your death, more than your death, the death of the near and dear ones, does it haunt you? Many of us don't even want to address it. We'll say, no, such things cannot happen to me. We push it under the carpet. So, when he says that come back to that normal form, meaning please do not give me the whole vision. There are certain things I just cannot handle. The flip side, I cannot handle. Maybe I'm not grown up enough to handle. This has come back to that Saumya Rupa. And the Saumya Rupa, how should it be? He says, in verse number 46, he says, Kiritinam, Gadinam, Chakrahastam, Ichhamistvam, Drishtum, Aham Tataiva. Hey Krishna, I would like to see the Shanka Chakra Gadadhari Krishna, smiling Krishna, I would like to see. Tenaiva Rupena Chaturbhujena, with your four arms. Sahasra Baho Bhava Vishwamurti, your Sahasra Bhava, your 1,000 hands, but not the terrible side of it. I don't want to see the, what do you call it, the ugly underbelly. I want to see only the glorious side. Okay? Vishwamurti Mahabaho Bhava Vishwamurti, I would like to see it all. Thank you for, I would like to show you, see this Saumya Rupa. Saumya Rupa Krishna. There is a some people, some community name their children Saumya Narayana. So Narayana in the Saumya form, in a more acceptable form, Saumya Narayana. Okay. Now let's see verse number 47. In fact, before we go to 47, what happens is in our morning meditation session, we are doing Navadurga. So in one of these sessions we will do that when Shivji came to marry Parvati, he came with his entire jing bang, all bhuta pishacha riding, and then what you call unwashed matted hair and things like that. And the bride's party was scared when they saw this Bharat. So they said this Parvati went to Narayana and said, please come in a Saumya form. Come dressed like a proper groom. Then he changed his form, they say. So same way, come in a form, we'll accept it. He said, no, you're not dressed for the occasion, things like that. Come properly dressed for the occasion. So to this Krishna replies, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Maya Prasannena Tavarjunedam Rupam Param Darshitam Yogat Tejomayam Vishwamanantamadhyam Yanme Tvadajnena Na Drishtapurvam. He says, hey Arjun, please understand. Maya Prasannena Tavarjuna Edam. He says, Bhagavan says, hey Arjun, Idam Param Rupam, that the Rupam that you saw, okay, Darshitam Tava Maya Prasannena, I am happy. You have to please me so that I could reveal my manifested Swarupa. I manifested a Swarupa to you. You wanted to see a Rupa and I showed it to you. Okay? And I showed it to you because of Atma Yoga. So we have to understand this a little careful. A little careful understanding is necessary. All of us want to have darshan of Bhagavan. It's a nice song. Darshan do घनश्याम नाथ मोरी अखियां प्यासी रे darshan do घनश्याम. A lovely song. So it's our desire. There is a Trishna. I want to see God. That Eka Rupa Vishwara, I want to see him. Even as I think of him, mere rongte khade ho jate hain. I get goosebumps. I want to see him that form. Another nice song. तूने सबको दर्शन देखे अपने गले लगाया शिरा वालिए. तूने सबको दर्शन देखे. तूने सबको दर्शन देके अपने गले लगाया Shiravali. This is a Trishna. This is a deep desire. I want to see Bhagavan. How do I want to see Bhagavan? Like I see you. I want the doors to. I say, Bhagavan kab aa rahe ho? I want him to knock the door. I open the door and there is Krishna. I would like to see. I want it. That is called Pratyaksha Bhagavan. I want to see. But what is happening is I find looking around, I don't see Pratyaksha Bhagavan. I see only his image. I see his idols. So I'm looking for a Paroksha Bhagavan. I've heard some descriptions and I hope to see Bhagavan in that form. And some bhaktas have told me that once in a while, I mean, they themselves have had these visions. Somebody saw Guru Ayurappa, somebody saw Muruga, somebody saw Devi, somebody saw Devi. Yeah, let me share a very personal story with you. Long ago, long. There was perhaps a teenager or something. Yeah, I was a teenager. And there was a Devi Upasaka who was doing Kali Puja at home. And he used to light a lamp. He used to invoke Kali in that lamp. And then they will dress that lamp. Like as it is, like even when you look at the dressed up lamp with that single glowing wick, you have a feeling that there's a young girl standing there. The single wick is like her nose ornament. It's glowing. And they used to offer puja, things like that. And one particular day, when he was doing the puja, I told this person, I said, yesterday I saw Kali's tongue. Today I'm not able to see. The man who I was to, I told his wife, and then he was in such suddenly, he said, tell me, where did you see? I mean, the expression I scared me. He said, tell me, where did you see? And I said, this is the spot where he saw. You know, his tears started running down his eyes. And he said, and then those days, he was a teenager, I didn't know any of these things. And he was telling his wife, I have been doing this puja for I don't know how long, 20 plus years or even longer. And goddess did not show darshan to me. And to this person who is otherwise, they used to call me a Nastika those days because I used to ask inconvenient questions. So he said, to this Nastika, he has shown her root. So see, I see Ishvara, you don't see Ishvara, it's a problem for you. Sometimes I see Ishvara and you are not able to see him, so that also is a problem for me. I am able to see, why are you not able to see? So we want the Paroksha Ishvara to become Pratyaksha Ishvara. And for this to happen, Bhagavan says, unless my will, I mean, it's wrong to call it will, unless my yoga is there, unless you are able to see me insightfully, that insightfulness is blessed by Bhagavan. Meaning, I should have that inclination, that insightful inclination to look behind what is visible to the naked eye. It calls for a certain insight. And that insight comes only because of Ishvara Anugraha. That's why he says Atma Yogat. Krishna was convinced that Arjuna wanted to see Vishwarupa for himself, not to go around boasting in the village that I have seen God. He was very much satisfied that it is his quest for knowledge, and that he was convinced, Krishna was convinced about the Shraddha and the Bhakti, and he manifested himself. He revealed that form to him. He says, Maya, Yogat. And how was that? Tejo Mayam. Radiant. How radiant? I remember that all of us chant, Vakratunda, Mahakaya, Koti Surya Samaprabha, like 1 crore suns. That's the kind of radiance. Hey, we can't stand one sun. Speaking of 1 crore suns, meaning, it cannot be described in words. All of you offer arti, na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam, nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagni, meva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa. That's one you have chanted, no? Kuto yamagni. Hey, in your presence, the sun, moon does not shine. How does this Agni reveal you? So he says that Tejomayam, so radiant it was, that universal Rupam, Anantam, it was limitless. So these are things you have to insightfully understand. How can you see the limitless? How can you objectify the limitless? I'm calling you objectify the limitless. If it is limitless, how will it be subject? How can it be objectified? So it is to be insightfully understood in the buddhi. It is not figured out, it is revealed, understood. This is that. I've given you this example a number of times. You go visiting to somebody's house, you have heard about that uncle who has been coming from the US to his house very often. You reach his house, you interact with him, and you have been chatting with him for a long time. Then your friend comes home and says, "Hey, this is that Regu uncle." He says, "Oh, yo, Regu uncle, that person is this person." Yeah. You have not figured it out. You have not objectified. You had an experience. The experience got validated. Subtle. So he says, you saw something because of my yoga. You had an experience. And that experience validates that the experience only validated the fact that I am Vishwarupa Ishvara. And you are constantly seeing Vishwarupa Ishvara alone. This is made of cotton. You are seeing only cotton and nothing other than cotton. The collar, there is cotton. In the pockets, there is cotton. In the sleeve, the hem, there is cotton. No cotton. What you are seeing, what you are experiencing, what you are touching is cotton. You are seeing Vishwarupa cotton there. Insightfully understood. So this requires certain sukshma buddhi. Okay? It needs to be a refined, subtle intellect, which can, like they say, the what is that? The penny drop feeling. Hey, yeah, that's how it works, the penny drop feeling. So it is, and this, Drishtapurvam, it has not been na Drishtapurvam. Nobody has got it before you. Okay? Now this nobody has got it before you. Okay, it is something like, it's telling Arjun. Hey, look, not everyone. I don't tell you, that I told you. Only you, I am telling you. I'm not repeating. I'm not going to tell it to others. Okay, this is only telling the student that you are special, making the student feel special. Very often, we tell when you are answering a public forum or something and somebody asks you a question which is difficult to answer. Yeah, how do you handle that fellow? You tell him, good question. Thereafter, you don't even have to answer. The fellow is so full of himself that he won't ask you. But no, this is not such trick being played on Arjun. But Arjun is being appreciated for having asked the right question. This teacher is convinced that the student is really interested in learning. Hey, how do you do it? Eh? Fascinating. Can you teach me? So that's what he's trying to say. In verse number 47, he says, Hey Arjuna, by my power, Atma Yoga, I, I have been able to show you my Vishwarupa because I was pleased with you. Okay? And I am now going to assume a form, and the form was radiant, it was universal. That means the entire universe was accommodated in that vision, in that form, and it was limitless. Okay, and it has not been seen by anyone before. Okay, these are what you call glorifying verses. You can just think of when you chant the Vishwarupa, when certain sections of Vishnu Sahasranam, you can chant this as a glorifying verse. Now let's see what he says in 48. Okay. Now what is this insightful understanding? That is what is trying to be, is going to be highlighted. Navedya न वेद्य न वे न वेदय न वेदयज्ञाध्य नैर्न दानैः न वेदयज्ञाध्ययनैर्न दानैः न च क्रिया विर्न तपोभिरुग्रैः एवं रूप शक्य अहं निर्लोके दृष्टुं त्वदन्ये कुरु प्रवीर. So here what is being highlighted. See, let me apart from that issue, let's understand some words. There is something called sadhana. Sadhana means an activity which will lead you to a sadhya. Sadhya is the goal. Now, each sadhya requires a particular sadhana. Suppose you want to build your forearm muscles. What sadhana must you do? They say dumbbells. You do anything else, it is pretty dumb of you. Okay? So you have dumbbells. You want to what you call strengthen your shoulder muscles. Another set of instruments, another set of exercise. You want to strengthen your lower back. You want to strengthen your extensors and sensor and flexors and different kind of exercise. So the sadhana should be appropriate to the sadhya. What you want to achieve, the sadhana must be appropriate to that sadhya. So Krishna is highlighting certain things. He says, my Vishwarupa, which I revealed to you because of Atma Yoga, which was hitherto has not been revealed to anyone else, cannot be got by Veda Yajna Adhyayanam. Na Dana. So two sadhana which will not give you Vishwarupa Darshanam. See, there is something called Veda Yajna Adhyayanam. Okay, what people do? There are certain yajna, certain rituals prescribed in the Vedas. So these scholars have learned those yajna very well and they do it regularly. Okay, so if you are a person who has learned Vidipurva, Veda Yajna, that is Vedi Adhyayanam means learning it Vidipurva and learning it properly and not struggling, referring to a book every time. You know it like that. So you are a person who has got Veda Yajna, you have done Veda Yajna Adhyayanam. That sadhana is for what? Not for Vishwarupa Darshanam. That one has to be very careful. You have not done that sadhana for Vishwarupa Darshanam. You have to look at the sankalpa of that sadhana. What is that sadhana? Sankalpa that you have done. You would have possibly said, may I have chitta shuddhi. May I have a buddhi which can insightfully look into your Vishwarupa. That means this sadhana is for insightful buddhi and not for Vishwarupa Darshana. That's what the teacher is trying to highlight. He said, don't try to do dumbbells and think that you can win a marathon or something like that. Dumbbells with your forearm is for some other thing. So, na yajna adhyayanam. By it is not achieved through yajna adhyayana. We have to see this a little more carefully. Okay? Then, na danai. Some people think to see Vishwarupa, anyway, what I have is all Vishwarupa, everything belongs to Ishvara, so let me give everything away. So I start giving everything away. Dhanam. What is the purpose? Dhanam is a sadhana. What is the sadhya? Vishwarupa darshan. When you do dhanam, the sadhya is, I should have non-attachment to that vastu. You have given it away. Therefore, that vastu, the attachment towards that vastu is gone. You have not only given that thing away, but you have given away the attachment to the vastu as well. So by dhanam, what have you done the dhanam for? So that you don't have attachment to that vastu. Not for the sake of Vishwarupa Ishvara. This one has to be understood carefully. Okay? So na dhanai, nacha, not also, kriyabihi. So yajna is one type of ritual. There is fire rituals are called kriyabihi, the fire ritual. So many people should sit around. They should be formed in a particular form, and then you will offer. The fire is to be lit. The what do you call it? The indhan is ghee. Okay, you put ajya, and then you have the other part of the fuel like wood and things like that. They must be taken from a particular twig and things like that. Okay. It should be taken from a particular twig. If a particular branches and trees and wood are taken, it is not drawn routinely from every place. Then they use an appropriate ghee, not all ghee. See the ghee, the big ghee scandal. It should be appropriate ghee, cow's milk and things like that. Cow's milk, the first layer alone. There are so many conditions. Okay. So, and it should be done at an appropriate time. The fire itself should be lit. Subject, it should not be lit by a campfire. It should be they focus something like a lamp, like a magnifying glass, and catch the sun's rays and put it into that. So there are certain ways of doing it. Okay. So, nacha kriya dihi. Acha. Na tapa. Tapa is what do you call penance? Tough, austere tapa, austere physical discipline. Tapa. Now, why do you do those fire rituals? If you listen to those fire rituals, there's something called sankalpa. If you listen to the sankalpa, you will know why you are doing that ritual. So it may be if you are doing a Varuna oriented fire ritual, it's for rainfall. If you are doing a fire ritual for the sake of progeny, then it is for progeny. You are not doing for Vishwarupa Ishvara. Vishwarupa Ishvara Darshan, you are not doing this ritual. Okay, then. Tapa. Then, tapo. Ugraihi. Ugra tapas. Some people would have stood on one leg for so many years. One person does so much ugra tapas that an anthill formed all over him. Ugra tapas. He did not sleep for so many years. That's called ugra tapas. Why do you do ugra tapas? To get over the physical limitation, the constraints of the physical on your the pain management and things like that. Exactly. Okay? Tapa, ugrai tapa. Evam, evam rupam shakya aham niraloke. In this world, niraloka means the world populated by man. Niraloke, man means the human species. One cannot get Vishwarupa darshan by the sadhana. So are these sadhana useless? That's what they have to say. Now this is a very lot of people tell you, if you have listened to bhajans and things like that, they will say you don't have to do anything. You don't have to attend Vedanta. Especially people who don't like Vedanta will tell you don't have to attend Vedanta classes. Every day morning once you do Sri Ram Jai Ram, evening once you do Sri Ram Jai Ram, enough. Do it with devotion. And there is a story. They say Narada Muni went to Narayana and said, is there a devotee greater than me? Narayana said, no. Ordinarily, no, but there is one fellow who is like that. This fellow said, oh my God, how can it be? So then Narayana and Narada, Narayana and Narada, Narayana and Narada went down, came down to earth, and Narayana took this person to that householder's home, humble householder's home. So that person used to start the day, Om Namo Narayana, and do the rest of it. Before bedtime, he used to do Om Namo, and then attended. So Narada said, so what is so great about it? He said, okay, I'm going to give you a job. I'm going to give you a small, what do you call, bowl of oil. You will walk around the earth, ensure that not a single drop spills. So Narada went walking, and when he came back, Narayana asked him, how many times did you chant my name? He said, what, chant your name? You gave me a tough job of seeing that not a drop of this oil spills. How can I chant your name? Yeah. In spite of such a hectic schedule, he found to sincerely chant my Om Namo Narayana twice a day. So, by chanting, he got darshan. So, you would have listened to this story. So, I will do Om Namo Narayana once in the morning, Om Namo Narayana once in the afternoon. Why? I will forward it to all the WhatsApp groups I have. And that also you're not sincere. You will type Om Namo Narayana once. Thereafter, copy paste everything. I say, I've done so much sadhana. Why is Arjay Krishna not giving me his darshan? Quite simply because chanting the name of Om Namo Narayana does not guarantee the insightful darshan of Narayana. It can perhaps give you something, but it cannot give you that insightful understanding of Ishvara. That's what he wants to highlight. Okay. Evam rupam shakya aham nriloke drishtum swadanyena kurupravi. Other than you, nobody can get this darshan. So we should stop trying. So when he says other than you, the you stands for the Jivatma. You and me are Jivas. So through Arjun, Ishvara is addressing each one of us. He is saying Twadanye, meaning the Jiva is blessed with a unique faculty of choice, of deliberate exercise of choice. All other beings do not have the deliberate power. They are programmed, including your Vayu, Agni, Varuna, all come under the category of Devatas. But none of them have free will. Rain cannot decide that I will not rain in the desert, but I will rain in Tamil Nadu where they need a lot of rainfall. You can't decide. It happens. However, as a Jivatma, as a human being, you have been endowed with the choice. You can choose to see beyond the Eka Rupa Ishvara. You can look at the the Vishwarupa Ishvara. You can see the laws functioning and you can see Ishvara's infallible manifestation in each of the laws. It calls for insight. Is it Twadanye? Not everybody can get it. So Twadanye means other than a sincere student, anybody else cannot get it. That's what he's trying to highlight. And he's also saying something more. To improve your muscle mass, you do exercises. What do you do to improve your math skills? Maths. Muscle mass. Muscle will form here. You have to do a different kind of sadhana. You have to know something. Okay? You do not know something, that means what's the problem? Ignorance is the problem. You want to know something. What is the way out? Knowledge is the solution. So all the sadhanas will give you results, no doubt, limited results. To understand Vishwarupa Ishvara, the limitless Vishwarupa Ishvara, you need a different kind of space here. You need sukshma buddhi. You need a certain capacity, patrata. So for getting that patrata, these sadhanas are okay. For getting the patrata, it is okay. But the knowledge itself will come only by learning. And how do we learn? Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. Shravana, Manana, our teacher very often says, systematic and regular study for a length of time under a competent teacher, reflecting regularly on what you have learned and devoting time to own up what you have learned. If that is the kind of sadhana that you do, you will Krishnapurva, it's like that. You have to prepare to see that. You have to prepare. Have you seen there are people, they call Johari, the jeweler. He look at a diamond, he'll put it under something. He'll say, this is quality diamond. Sometimes he'll just say, hey, yeah, there's glass there. But for your eyes, they'll all look the same. He'll say, chamak raha hai. This is not there. He just flick it away. No value for it. So you need insightful understanding. That is verse number 48. Let's see verse number 49. He says, having seen me in this form, there are certain things I don't want you to have. Okay? So he says, Ma te vyatha, ma cha vimooda bhavaha, ma te vyatha, ma cha vimooda bhavaha, drishtva rupam ghoram idrikam, idrikam pamedam, yaptebhi pritimanatnastvam, tadeva me rupamidam prapashya. So he says, hey Arjun, thus you have seen Ghora Idrikam, okay, Rupam, you have seen. You have seen a certain terrifying facet of me. It's like something, you see a person otherwise calm and nice person, you see him very angry. Yelling at people. Can this person be so angry? So, I saw your mouth. And in that mouth, I saw everything in Srishti being crushed in that mouth. I saw your blazing eyes. I saw your chakra cutting off people, beheading people. I saw these terrifying things. So Krishna says, you saw these terrifying things? I don't want you to have vyatha or vimudha bhava. Two very beautiful words. Very, very beautiful. Somebody will happen few days. Good. A person who I know very well, about as old as I am, maybe even slightly older. The news came through. His son must be in his early 40s. Son went for a morning walk and did not return. And they went looking for him. They say he while doing his morning running around, he collapsed. The heart attack and there was a cardiac arrest and he passed. Assuming we read all this. I've been reading all this. Now what solace do I offer him? This one I will quote. Will he say, the terrifying form of Krishna, all this got swallowed. So please accept it in your scheme of things. Can I say? Maybe I'll find words and say, maybe, I'll simply shut up and come back. If you can cry and then come back. But I don't want you to have the fear. Hey, what if it happens to me? What if it happens to my close and dear and near and dear ones? Is Vyatha you should know. That's called Vyatha. Vyatha means a mental pain coming out of the pain that you see outside. In Bengali they say Batha. Okay, Batha, Vyatha. So Va and Ya become Ba. That's a Bengali grammar. Vyatha means seeing pain, you should not have mental pain. Hey, what if I went through this? Have you seen somebody, walking properly, perfectly, uh, both their limbs are amputated. And when you see that amputated limb, how do you feel? Some beautiful body part operated, taken out because of some ailment. They come and put it in a jar and show it to you. Vyatha. Seeing that, don't you feel happy about it, thrilled about it? Is there not a pain? And what is the pain? What if it happens? So he said, I don't want you to have Vyatha, nor do I want you to have Vimudha Bhava. Vimudha Bhava means a certain misplaced understanding. Lord assumes these forms only to punish certain people. With me, he will not do any such thing. He took this terrible form to wreak vengeance on these people. Vimudha Bhava. Mudha, Vimudha. He is a totally deluded guy. You should not have this. Therefore, what I'm going to do, Tvam Prapashya, for you to see, Punaha, again, Idam Tad Eva Rupam. I am giving you my pleasant thing. Enough of seeing the doctor, what is that, Mr. Hyde. Now come back and see Dr. Jekyll. See my pleasant. I've been howling, I just give me a little time. I'll comb my hair, change, freshen up, and come back. You can see my pleasant version. A lot of people talk like, you have seen my ugly version, now see my pleasant version. Krishna says, you could not handle the totality. Therefore, to help you handle the total, I am giving you the Saumya Rupa all over again. Let's understand something here, especially during Navaratri times. Navaratri, you will see Durga smiling. Exactly. Mahalaya Amavasya, the next Amavasya, Kartik Amavasya, you will see the same Shakti's Ugra Rupa. Ugra Rupa, you should go to Calcutta and see, not here. Ugra Rupa. A huge, gigantic figure, dark in color, disheveled hair, bloodshot eyes. That scimitar in hand. Somebody's beheaded head on her, is having a munda mala. Her garment is made up of the hands. That they have added later. Initially, she was shown running up and walking about in naked, walking about in the Smashan Ghat. Ugra Rupa. And very often people say that don't go to the Smashan in the evening and things like that. You may be scared. So Krishna comes and tells you, I don't want you to have Vyatha. I don't want you to have Vimuda Bhava. Therefore, I am pleasantly giving you the pleasant side. To the sadhaka, he is adding a line here and saying, please do not fiddle around with all these total Ishvara till you are sure you can handle it. I want to go and see Ghora Rupa of Kali. You should be able to handle it, no? Just don't fiddle around with all that. Don't fiddle around with Ghora Rupa and things like that till you know how to handle it properly. I am giving you this. That's what Krishna says. Verse number 50. We will read 51. Sorry, we will read, 50. Completed 49. We will read 50 and see just the word meaning and continue. Sanjaya Uvacha. So now we are having another person here, that is Sanjaya, who came in the beginning, who came in occasionally. He is narrating the whole thing to Dhritarashtra. He is like, Sanjaya Uvacha. Ityarjunam Vasudevastatoktva Swakam Rupam Darshayamasa Bhuyah. आश्वासयामास च भीतमेनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा. Once more. संजय उवाच इत्यार्जुनं वासुदेवस्ततोक्त्वा स्वकं रूपं दर्शयामास भूयः. आश्वासयामास च भीतमेनं भूत्वा पुनः सौम्य वपुर्महात्मा. So he says, Sanjaya says to Dhritarashtra, having said so, uktva, iti tatha yuktva, having said so, to whom? Arjuna, accusative case. By whom? Vasudeva, nominative case. So having Vasudeva, having told Arjuna like this, what did he do? Darshaya Masa Bhuvaha. He revealed his previous Swarupa to him, previous Rupa to him, showed again. What Rupam? Swakam Rupam. His form, the more acceptable form was revealed to him. Swakam Rupam. Bhutva Saumya Vapuhu. Assuming the pleasing form. Punaha, once again, Mahatma, the great Lord, having assumed, he said, Ashvasayamasacha. And having shown this, he says, don't be scared, okay? It happens. Hey, let's say the child at home, and you yell at the child. You do it next time and they see what I do. You're very angry. Then you say, I only said that, just for fun, just to make you feel. You know I'm not like that. So Ashvasama, he said, Evam Bhitam. And because Arjuna was frightened by that Vishwarupa, the Ghora Rupa, and then he said, hey, please show me, I can't handle this. He said, I will show it to you. And I don't want you to have Vyatha. I don't want to have Vimuda Bhava. I don't want you to be scared. Because that can even be a distraction for your study. I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be, in some kind of delusion and problem. Therefore, I will assume a very acceptable form for you. That's what Krishna says in verse number 50, 51, Arjuna Uvacha. We will see in our conversation. Swasti prajabhya paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha yo brahmanebhya shubhamastu nityam loka samasta skino bhavantu kale varshatu parjanyah पृथिवी सस्य शालिनी देशो यम क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणः सन्तु निर्भया सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय हो. सब संतों की जय हो. स्वामी दयानंद महाराज की जय हो. पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय हो. बजरंग बली की जय हो. ओम. We'll meet you all next week.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Om.